I can top that, you can top that, they can top that, he can top that, but no matter what, here comes Johnny Knowles.
Hey! And we're going to call this one High School Hijinks. So, who's got a story that involves something that happened to them in high school that either embarrassing, amazing, wonderful, or fun?
I've got one.
Great.
I went to a convent ladies' college, which is a surprise to everybody who knows me because I lasted 4 years. And while I was there, I was fascinated by the idea of what made a cult, a religion a religion. It was a convent ladies' college. And I was like, excuse me, hand down Wilson, excuse me, hand down Wilson. So it turns out I went to borrow some books from the library and my librarian pulled me aside and went, Julia, you've actually been red flagged. So everything I borrowed was being reported back to the head nun because they thought I was a potential little nutcase. And I was advised by my librarian, who wanted to encourage my spirit of knowledge. I was encouraged to go to the local library and borrow my stuff there and not borrow it from the school because I was clearly a terrorist.
But that sounds like sounds like a Netflix cue from years ago. Well, if she's reading this book, then surely.
Yeah, it was before data mining happened.
Other stuff you might like.
Have you read Scientology?
I know in high school. My last week of high school, actually. I want to stand there, but you can. It feels weird because, So my last week of high school, I wasn't a good student by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't waste time in that last week of high school. And I was a good kid, mostly, for the class clown. I got away with a lot, right? And they showed videos when there's nothing to teach. They just put videos on. And this was back in like 1992 when they all had those infrared things in every classroom. They connected to a video machine back in the library. So they had to go to the library and get the machine, the remote to control the video in the library, where they would put the machine in the library for the classroom in the library. So I was bored and I decided to go to the library, put my hand up and said, I'm going to go to the toilet. Because the teacher was a dickhead, right? Okay. So I'm going to go to the toilet. And he goes, all right, go to the toilet. And I went to the library. I said, our remote control's not working. We need another one. Mr. James or whatever his name was needs another one. And she said, okay. So I took that back, sat at the back of the classroom, and just pause. And he's like, well, that's not... Right. Play. Pause. Eventually, the high fives gave me away. So I sat outside the principal's office, and all these teachers would walk past, and they went, because they thought he was a dickhead too.
I like that. I was always more sly. I wasn't really a class clown per se, but I did like the sly. And we had a maths teacher named Mr. Puchalowski. Already fun enough. But his speech impediment in life was he always, for whatever reason, everything was normal about him except he would always say the number 2 like this, Q. That's like all the time. So every time we go over the answers in class, we'd always go over the 20 homework. The answer to number 1 was 6Q. So I arranged for 4, but at the end of the homework run, they would allow, you put your hand, I'm sorry, I didn't get the answer for number 4, please. Oh, that was Q. And there was like 5 of us. And then we had, what about number 15? 7Q. We did this for an entire semester. And the best part about it was he never knew. Or he did know, and he loved it. I think. Very good.
I went to a high school that had 2,000 students in Canada.
2,000.
And we had these assemblies, and there was a girl in the assembly who always
sang the same song, Mr. Bojangles, and she sang it really badly. And the groans would come out about this woman. Her name was Twyla Ernst. and Twyla used to sing Mr. Bojangle, and everyone hated it. So my friend Alan and I came up with an idea, and we decided what would be the funniest thing in the world. And I said, if while she was playing Mr. Bojangles, someone came out and cut her guitar in half. He said, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I said, yeah, it's not, because you're going to be holding the guitar. Yes, so we got into the assembly, and we got him on the list of acts as the guy who was going to play a song right before Twyla Ernst, right? And when he came out, he was going to play Mr. Bojangles and steal her thunder. Right, yeah. So the day before, we went to his dad's garage and we got the chainsaw and we snuck it into school in a duffel bag, right? And we hid it
One
behind...
flag on the library list, and you're sneaking.
And we hid it backstage. And so when the thing started to go on, and it's okay, you're almost up, are you right? Alan's like this, I don't know if we should. we bought this guitar for $10 at a used, place, and we thought, oh yeah, that's good. We took the strings off and we put nylon on so it won't hurt him. All right, there's safety, health and safety done. All right, so it comes to time to do it, and they call Alan Mott singing, and I said, we've changed the song to Mr. Bojangles singing Mr. Bojangles, and the whole crowd goes, no. Okay, so he comes out and he starts playing. I pull the thing out, the chainsaw, and I start pulling. Oh my God, this is going to be the biggest anticlimax of my entire life, right? I'm pulling madly, and according to my eye, I see this teacher, saying like the bad teacher, Mr. Carr, and he's walking over. And you can see what I'm doing. And he's getting closer, and I'm going, please start, please start, please start. And it doesn't start, and I look up at him, and he looks down at me, and he goes, less choke. I turned the choke down, and then everything went into slow motion, because I swear this happened, and he should have been fired forever. He saw me, gave me one of those, and I pulled the curtain. I took my chainsaw out. I was still freaking out. And there's Alan there. And I started cutting his chainsaw and cutting his guitar in half. And I thought, cool, this is going great, until I hit the truss rod. The metal piece of wire right in the middle. And sparks started flying. And it's jumping. But I'm keen. I'm going to get through this thing. I'll have to go from underneath. Anyway, I couldn't get through it, so I had to throw the thing down and smash it. Anyway, that's my...
All right. It feels like much more happened after that.